If you're looking to buy this 20-pack of sterile saline solution, in this video I'm going to go over what it's used for, who I think it's a good fit for, answer some of the common questions people have before buying and share the pros and cons so you can decide if it's something worth buying. So one of the first things that stood out to me is that these come in 20 individual sealed single-use bottles. Instead of opening one large bottle over and over, each vial stays sealed until you need to use it. I think that's really convenient, especially if you want to keep a few in your first aid kit, your car, your travel bag, or around the house. The solution itself is very simple. It's a 0.9% sterile sodium chloride saline, and according to the packaging, it contains no preservatives. It's also a gentle formula. And for me, I mainly wanted something to keep on hand for small cuts and scrapes, whether it's a kitchen accident or kids get a scrape outside, or you just need a gentle rinse for a minor wound before putting on a bandage. I like having these single-use saline available instead of always reaching out for the tap water, or if we're on vacation, like these are a must. I also like that these bottles are small enough that you don't feel like you're wasting a large container every time you need a little bit. Besides minor cuts and scrapes, the packaging also shows other common uses like cleaning around piercings, rinsing tattoos, facial cleansing, and nasal rinsing. That makes it a versatile product to keep in your medicine cabinet. And one question people usually have is whether it's okay to use it in the nose every day. Since this is a sterile 0.9% saline solution with no preservatives, saline is commonly used to help moisturize and rinse the nasal passages. If you're planning to use it daily or for a medical condition, it's always best to follow with your healthcare provider's advice. Another question is whether it works for eye irrigation. This is where it's important to pay attention to the label. Even though it's sterile saline, you should only use it the way the manufacturer instructs. Some saline products are specifically made for eye irrigation, while others aren't. So before you're using it in your eyes, make sure the packaging specifically says it's intended for that purpose, because this one does not mention it's for eye irrigation. A question I see a lot is how long it stays sterile after opening. Since these are single-use bottles, they're designed to be used once and then thrown away. Once you twist open, it should no longer be considered sterile for later use. So it's not something you would recap and save for another day. Another feature I appreciate is that there are no preservatives added. That also explains why each bottle is meant for a one-time use. The packaging also clearly points out something important, that this product is not for injection. I like when brands make safety information easy to see right on the box. So some pros and cons. One of the biggest pro is definitely the individual bottles. They stay sealed until you need them. They're easy to toss into a bag. They're great for travel or your first aid kits. Another advantage is a simple ingredient list. It's just 0.9% sterile saline with no preservatives. I also like that the product can be useful in several situations around the house instead of only having one purpose. And for the cons, because these are single-use bottles, you'll throw away the remaining solution if you don't use it all. Some people may prefer a larger bottle if they're using saline more often. Another thing to keep in mind is that this isn't meant to replace products made for specific medical uses. Always read the instructions and use it only as directed by the manufacturer. Overall, I think this is a practical item to keep in your home, especially if you like having a well-stocked first aid kit, and I mainly wanted it for cleaning small cuts and scrapes, but I like that it can also be useful in several other situations when used according to the directions. So hopefully this answers some of the questions you had before buying. If you're comparing different sterile saline options, I look at whether they're individually sealed, preservative-free, how many bottles come in the package, and whether the intended uses match what you're wanting or needing. So that should make it easier choice for your home. So like this one is the 20 bottle one. So it's just, you just twist and it opens up. So for me, it's super useful to have these at home, or important to have these even in my emergency backpack. So hopefully this video helps.